So, what if you could take everything you earn in an entire year and start earning that every single month? I know, it sounds almost impossible, right? But today, we're going to dive into a really powerful idea that could completely reshape your financial world. It's a shift in thinking, that very few people truly grasp.
And those words you see on the screen, I'm going to talk to you about a subject that literally changed the course of my life. That's from the legendary Bob Proctor. And that's not just some catchy line. For him, this was it. This was the real starting point of a total life transformation. He wasn't just teaching some abstract theory, he was sharing the actual blueprint he used. So we're talking about something way bigger than just money here. It's really about a deep, fundamental shift in how you see everything.
You see, the reason Proctor's story is so powerful is because he didn't start with any advantages. He wasn't born rich. In fact, at 26, he was earning next to nothing, was deep in debt, and just felt, completely trapped by his situation. I think that's a feeling a lot of us can understand, right?
Okay, and this is where the story just gets incredible. Just look at these numbers. He went from making $4,000 for the entire year, while also being $6,000 in debt, to earning $15,000 a month. I mean, that's just a mind-blowing leap. And get this, it happened in just one single year, all because he started applying the ideas from the book Think and Grow Rich.
And this really brings us to the core promise, the big idea we're digging into today. The promise that you, yes, you, can learn how to turn what you currently make in a year into what you make every single month. I know it sounds pretty audacious, but it's all based on a clear set of rules, and we're about to break them down step by step.
So, how do we even begin to get there?
Well, here's our roadmap. We're going to start with the absolute foundation, your mindset. We'll explore what Napoleon Hill called the river of thought. Then we'll move on to a universal law that actually governs how we earn. And finally, we'll get into the practical, nuts and bolts strategies, including the one that the wealthiest 1% of people use.
All right, first things first, everything, and I mean everything, starts with how we think. To really explain this, Napoleon Hill came up with this brilliant metaphor he called the stream of life. And honestly, getting your head around this concept is the first, most crucial step to changing your financial reality.
So I want you to imagine your mind is like a huge, powerful river. On one side, you've got a current that's flowing towards wealth and abundance. It's powered by all your positive, constructive thoughts. But on the other side, there's another current, and it's flowing in the exact opposite direction, towards poverty. This one is powered by negative, destructive thoughts and emotions. And here's the most important part. You are always in one of those two currents. There's no middle ground.
And this quote from Hill just nails it. Poverty needs no plan. It is bold and ruthless. Riches are shy and timid. They have to be attracted. Think about that. Poverty is basically the default setting. It doesn't take any effort. But riches, they're different. They're shy. They require a real intention. You have to attract them with carefully thought out plans. In other words, you've got to make a conscious choice to start paddling over to the other side of that river.
Okay, so we've established how important mindset is. Now let's look at the next piece of this puzzle. Because beyond just our thoughts, there's a universal law that dictates how money is earned. It's totally impartial, it's exact, and it was called the law of compensation by the great writer Ralph Waldo Emerson. So this law basically says your income is determined by three things. First, the need for what you do. Second, your ability to do it. And third, how hard it is to replace you. But, and this is the absolute key, you only need to focus on one of them. If you pour all of your energy into number two, just becoming exceptionally good at what you do, the other two, the need and the difficulty of replacement, they just naturally take care of themselves.
Think about it. When you dedicate yourself to becoming the absolute best in your field, what happens? Well, the need for your skills automatically goes up, and the difficulty in replacing you, it skyrockets. And at that point, the whole idea of competition kind of becomes irrelevant. Your only real competition is yourself. It's all about your own growth and mastery. Okay, so we have the mindset, we have the law, now let's talk strategy. According to Bob Proctor, there are only 3 ways people earn money. That's it, just 3. And it is absolutely vital to understand which path you're on.
because, as you'll see, only one of them leads to real, lasting wealth.
And this chart is just staggering. Take a look. An overwhelming 96% of the population is using the least effective strategy to earn money. Just 3% use the next one, and the tiny 1% uses the third strategy. And that 1% is exactly where we're aiming.
So let's break this down. Strategy M1. That's trading your time for money. It's what 96% of people do. But there's a huge problem with it. You will always run out of time. Then you have M2, which is investing money to make more money. Now, this is an excellent strategy for sure, but you need capital, and you need to know what you're doing. And then there's M3. This is what that top 1% does. They create multiple sources of income, or MSI. And this tiny group earns an estimated 96% of all the money because they've found a way to multiply their time. And that right there, that brings us to the ultimate goal. The whole point. Developing multiple sources of income, or MSI. This is the strategy of the wealthy. This is the key to turning your yearly income into your monthly income. Now, it's really important to understand what MSI is and what it isn't. This is not about getting a second or third job. That's not it at all. That's just trading more of your time for money, which is just a more exhausting version of that first strategy we talked about. No, true MSI is about setting up independent streams of revenue, money that flows to you 24/7, even when you're sleeping. You know, if you look at any wealthy person, you'll find they all have multiple sources of income. It's a universal truth. And they don't all have to be huge either. Some can be big, some can be small, but the key is they all flow into your bank account. And here's what's so exciting. Right now, today, with the technology we have, it has never, ever been easier to set these up. You can build them from anywhere in the world.
So we've walked through the mindset, we've talked about the universal laws, and we've looked at the strategies. The only question left really is a personal one for you. It's not about if this is possible anymore. It's about your own intention. How much do you want? The potential? It's all there for the taking.
Like, comment, and share if you found this helpful. And hit the subscribe button for more tips from Dexter.